There's a YouTube video going around right now talking about Primerica and Primerica being a scam. This showed up in my feed because I watch a lot of financial videos. And, I didn't want to watch it. But I clicked on the video and I watched the whole thing. And, it was because of that video that I decided to come on here and actually assess a little bit um, if Primerica is a scam or not. If you've been following my channel, you know that I'm someone that has exposed multiple companies, multiple scams in the past. Some of my videos have even contributed to projects and companies being shut down. And when a company is really bad and they're taking advantage of people, I think that should be the case. But we now have to assess whether people are using their clout, their YouTube fame to defame other companies. And so that's what we're going to do today to see, is Primerica really a scam or is it not? Now, full disclosure, I have not ever been involved in Primerica. I knew about Primerica years ago. I used to be in multi level marketing. I just want to say that, again, in general, multi level marketing is not a scam. It is a type of marketing. It is not itself a scam. Do many scam companies, thousands of scam companies, use multi level marketing as a way to sell their product? Absolutely. But multi level marketing itself is not a scam. It's not illegal. Any of the stuff that you hear online that it's illegal. No, it's not illegal. Many companies that are not multi level marketing companies use MLM as a type of sales practice. Even Amazon, in effect, Amazon is like a single layer, which you can't call it multi level marketing. So I'll call it single layer marketing company. When 99% of the stuff that you see on YouTube is ads. Okay, let me just put that out there. And I'm not just talking about the ads that you see. I'm talking about the videos that come off as information and, oh, I'm just want to share this with you. 99% of it is just an ad for you to buy something else. Okay. So a lot of times, like, if you're a YouTuber, at some point you're gonna have to go down the camera rabbit hole, right? I need a camera. What's the best camera? All that. And so a few times I have went down the camera rabbit hole to see what's the best vlogging camera and what have you. And every single time that I watch one of those camera videos, every camera or lens or mic uh, that they show, there was a link to it in the description to their Amazon page. Okay. And on that Amazon page, it had where you can buy that particular camera that they're talking about. And then you would get a piece of that sale. Okay. So you have the company that is actually producing the products, right? Maybe it's not single level, right? You have Amazon making a margin because they're putting it on their site. And then in between that, if you're a big enough person, Amazon will allow you to say, hey, if you sell this product, we'll give you a percentage. It's no different than you going into a most retail stores, right? There's stuff for sale. There's the manufacturer that makes the clothes. Sometimes, in stores, there's different manufacturers, right? So you go to a mall or even shops within the mall, right? There's different clothes from different people. The company that's selling the clothes makes a profit. And then the salesperson who's in between that, sometimes, not all the time now, but sometimes they make a piece as well. That's how the world works. Okay. So, but people have a problem when it's a company or product that they've never heard of or something like that doing what companies that you recognize every day do all the time. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. Let's check out Primerica. Okay. So, number one, the first thing I see is that the share price is $201.32. That means that they're listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's pretty hard to be a complete, flat out scam and get listed on the New York Stock Exchange. It's not impossible. There are scam companies on the New York Stock Exchange, but it's pretty hard to do that. All right, so let's check out what they had to say. Founded in 1977, that's a long time ago. Primerica provides financial services to hardworking families throughout North America and helps them learn the principles of personal finance, plan for the unexpected, and save for the future. Primerica has helped millions protect their families. Company has approximately over 129,000 licensed and trained representatives across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico, insuring over 5.5 million people through its life companies. Primerica has over 900 billion of term life insurance in force. On a quarterly basis, the company issues results from its financial security monitor, so on and so forth. Okay, so let me just tell you real quick. Obviously, you know, for some of you who are watching this for the first time, watching me for the first time, I am in crypto. Okay, I focus on crypto, right? 99% of the cryptos don't even have this basic information right here. When they were founded, who founded them, a phone number, an address. They don't even, and of course, there's no crypto that's on the New York Stock Exchange. It's still early. I'm not saying it won't be, but I'm just saying, like, just this right here, you don't get that from a lot of people. Another thing that stands out is 129,000 licensed and trained representatives. That tells me they have to go through some type of licensing to sell insurance. You have to be licensed in your state. So, you know, that's another layer. And then 5.5 million people are insured. What that tells me, if you just look at the numbers, that's about 40 policies that have been issued on average by their licensed people. Now, obviously, all these people aren't active. So you got somebody that's doing, you know, more work than others. But just look at that 129,000, right? And, you know, 5.5 million policies. That's about 40 people, 40 policies. Okay. I don't know anything about the insurance business. I don't know what kind of money that makes. Maybe if you're in the insurance business, you can comment if somebody has 40 policies, what that would, you know, end up being. Okay. So, but just as somebody that's looking at potentially getting involved with the company, okay, you can see, okay, on average, it's about 40 policies based on these numbers. Obviously, I haven't vetted these numbers. I'm just saying this is on Forbes. So, you know, hopefully they did their research. Here's the chief executive officer. Here's the president. Whatever. So that's that. So, you know, from an informational standpoint, been around since 1977. They have a phone number. They have a website. You know, this looks okay. Okay. Again, most crypto companies won't even have this. All right. Now, let's see what else is going on. Okay. All right. Somebody asked, does Primerica produce a lot of millionaires. Okay. Um, Here's somebody. I always like to talk to people who like actually work for the company. So here's somebody that says, I am a failed former Primerica rep. I am the type you expect a negative response from. Brace yourself. I was there for 2 years, made two sales, and recruited two people. Yeah, I sucked. I am a terrible salesperson. I pride myself in not being mean, but I am a terrible salesperson. How terrible? I can't even convince a family member to come with me to get something from another room. Primerica actually changed my life forever. I started to read business books, listen to motivational speakers such as Les Brown, that's my dude, JC Maxwell, do things I wouldn't do otherwise, such as budget my money. The issue with Primerica is that it's not the same experience with everybody. Your experience will be just as good as your trainer. If your trainer sucks, sorry, Primerica will suck even if you make money. The worst part is that you will suck too because of your trainer. If your trainer is good, Primerica is good, even if you don't make money. That's interesting. Do not leave your job to work at Primerica. It's not salary, it's a commission based business. What sucks is that some representatives will actually attend job fairs and make you believe this is a job, and then you realize that you have to pay $99 for the Primerica tools. Yeah, that's not good. Primerica is actually pretty good, and they are very motivated. Meetings are always full of energy, positive things. You won't get bored in Primerica. Now this is oh, he got a lot more to say. This is somebody that's saying they fail as a representative, but they still have um, positive things to say, and that the company changed their life. If I was to do a review about a former multi-level marketing that I was in, full disclosure, I used to be in prepaid legal. Okay, and I was one of the top people regionally, not nationally, but regionally. I was one of the top people there. I think I was like the youngest executive director or something like that at one time. I used to do all the meetings and all that. Ultimately, it didn't work out, and I'm gonna talk about that later. But I will say the same thing, right? Um, if I had to do it all over again, there's a lot of things like owning a restaurant and buying the house in the area that I bought it, and so that if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't, right? But I will honestly say, if I could live my life all over again, I would definitely get back in prepaid legal, even though it didn't quote unquote work out for me in the end. Um, because I can honestly say I wouldn't be who I am today. You probably wouldn't even be hearing my voice right now if it wasn't for prepaid legal. I had the same experience this guy. No, I was a great salesperson, by the way, but it's what I learned, right? Getting to meet Dave Savola, who died a few years ago. I loved his passion. Learning self development. All I used to do is get consumed with all of the videos they had, the materials, and then I started reading books. I had never read like a self help book or something before I got involved with prepaid legal, and so that introduced me to a lot of people. Jim Rome is my dude. Um, you're getting better. That's I still say that. When you go out and you talk to 10 people and you make one sale, okay, all right. And then the next day you go out, you talk to 10 people, you get two sales. You know what that's called? You're getting better. I used to listen to that stuff all the time, right? And that has helped me in just about every aspect of my life. The don't give up attitude that I have. I never had a fear of talking to people, but if you're somebody that has a fear of talking to people and stuff like that, multi-level marketing, a good one, has the potential to bring that out of you. So that's kind of the experience that I would have, the same as this guy. Okay. Let me talk. Did I pull that up? I might not have even pulled that up. My bad. Let me go back here. Um, do they have the full stock price? That's what I wanted to see. Okay, is it a scam? Uh-huh. In 2011, based on this chart, Primerica stock price was $18. July 1st. Look at that. Almost to the day. $18.14. July 1st. Today is $201.32. Okay, so now watch this now. Okay. Let's say that somebody talked to you about joining Primerica. I want to talk to you about why your attitude matters more than anything else. And let's say you didn't join them, okay, but rather dismiss them as a scam. If you actually did your research and saw that this was a solid project, a solid company, you could have not gotten involved with the business at all. And you could have just invested in the company if you had a positive attitude, if you didn't just completely write them off. And you would have made 10 times your money. Okay? That's good. It may not be the best stock in the world. It certainly doesn't touch crypto, but it's better than having your money in the bank. So now, how many of your family members who tell you that multi-level marketing is a scam and you shouldn't invest in that? And so how many of them would have told you to just stick your money in the bank rather than invest in one of these multi-level markets? And I'm sure Primerica is up. I'm sure other ones are up as well. I'm not going to look at it right now because I didn't prepare for it. But I thought this was very interesting. This is indicative of a good business. The fact that they've been around since 1977 is indicative of a good business. And I'm going to tell you something else. Just based on these numbers, this is not an ad for Primerica. I'm not going to invest. I'm going to tell you right now. Crypto it makes me more money. But this seems tremendously undervalued. First of all, they only insure 5.5 million people. That's not even Georgia. And they're based in Georgia. So this seems tremendously. I don't know anything, full disclosure. I don't know anything about their products, what they cost, how good they are. Maybe they're a little bit on the expensive side. I don't know. What do they sell? They sell term life insurance. If you don't know, term life insurance says, hey, you pay this amount, right? And we'll give you life insurance for this period of time. Once this period of time has ran out, that's it. You don't get any cash value. You can't draw from it, anything like that. It's for when accidents and stuff happens, right? Unforeseen circumstances, somebody dies suddenly, what have you. Okay, again, I cannot speak to their product specifically, but that's what term life is. It's completely different than whole life. Okay, I'm not an insurance expert. I'm not going to get into it. But that's the difference. So you're paying for a term. I know they got, I think, auto insurance and home insurance and stuff like that too. So they're an insurance company, and anybody that sells it has to be a licensed person. Okay, where I would have caution is if they require, and I do not have this information. I tried to get it. Do they require, hear what I'm saying, require the people that sell it to also own policies? Okay, if they require you to own a policy, then that's a little bit shady. Okay, because the definition of a pyramid scheme is when more than 50%, it actually has to be, I believe, I could be wrong, 51% of all the services consumed within the company have to be consumed by the salespeople. So basically, the only people that have these products are salespeople. That's the definition of a pyramid scheme. Based on these numbers, right? They have 129,000 licensed representatives and they have 5.5 million policies. That tells me right there that it's not a pyramid scheme. Because if they got 5.5 million policies, that's significantly more people than are representatives at the company, right? See, if they said, oh, we got 129,000 licensed people and we got 200,000 policies, that's a problem. Because that means if they require you to have the product, then most of the people that have the product just work for the company and they require you to pay monthly. So basically they making money off of you. Based on these numbers, that's not the case. Based on the stock market, I'm sorry, the stock market. Based on their stock price going up, that doesn't seem like the case. Based on the revenue, that's not the case. Right? Again, not even speaking to what their product is. Maybe they got the most expensive life insurance in the world. I don't know. But so far, everything is checking out. Okay. We already read this. Somebody that used to work there. Here's the issue that I have with the video that I saw, and what the issue that I have with people in general. What's so funny to me, yeah, as I laugh right now, it's so funny to me, and this is gonna hurt some of you, but I only tell the truth on this channel. It's so funny to me when people who are not knowledgeable swear that they're smarter than you and that they know something that you don't know or your family know. Like you talk to your family about crypto or you talk to your family about an MLM or some other opportunity, right? And here's your family member that means well, first of all, does not have the type of lifestyle that you want, or worse, these are the worst ones. Maybe they do. Like maybe you got a rich uncle, right? And because he's rich, he knows everything. Or you got a rich auntie. Let's equality, okay? You got a rich auntie, and because she's rich, she knows everything. The first thing you have to understand is how they got rich. Auntie, if you got rich off the lottery, you have nothing to say to me. Uncle, if you grew up in the 70s and 80s, even 90s, bro, you have nothing to say to me. It was very easy in the 50s and 60s and 70s to graduate high school, get a manufacturing job, work there for 40 years, and retire with good money, with a house and everything you need. That does not happen in America anymore. Right? Now, if you have an auntie or uncle that literally made their money from running a business, or they made their money from investments or something like that, it wasn't contingent upon a job, then their word means more. But most of the time, when people are telling people not to get into crypto, they have no experience themselves. They don't know anything themselves. And the same can be said if that person has never been in a multi-level marketing situation, they can't tell you whether you should get into Primerica or not. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying that most people are ignorant? Because very few people in the world will tell you that college is a scam. But let's look and evaluate if college is a scam. Okay, all right. Let's look at this. Here we go. The average cost of attendance of a student living on campus at a public four-year in-state institution is $26,027 per year, or $104,108 over 4 years. Out of state students pay $27,091 per year, or $108,000. Private, watch this, my favorite word, nonprofit. That's the worst word in the dictionary. Private nonprofit university students pay $55,840 per year, $223,000 over 4 years. Somebody is profiting, bro. Somebody, I guarantee you, somebody is profiting. They not a nonprofit. All nonprofits make money, bro. That's another video for another time. Right? So you're either paying 100-some thousand a year, or I'm sorry, for 4 years, or 223,000 over 4 years. Now, either your parents are paying that, or you got some type of scholarship, or some combination, or you got some debt. Most students have debt. Now watch this. Oh, this is something, because it's not just the cost of the tuition. 4-year in-state, the total cost of the degree is $156,162. Because it's more than just a tuition. You got books, you got other stuff you got to do, right? So that is the cost. Now, isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful that the cost of tuition is going up, but also your wages are matching the cost of tuition? Isn't that wonderful that that's happening? No, because it's not happening. Right? Here is wage growth. Hear what I'm saying? Wage growth since 2007. It has grown, allegedly, according to this chart, unverified by me, just saying, from $21 to $32 in the last 15 years. Okay? That looks pretty nice, except when you realize the cost of college in 2007 was not relative to the cost today. Meaning the cost of college has gone up more. Here we go. I didn't even know this was here. I was just going to tell y'all that I know for a fact, but it's nice to see this here. Look at this now. Okay, let's go to 07, since they talked about 07. Historical cost of tuition and fees. Private 4-year, $27,332. They're saying on this chart now $47,961. We know that the real number now is 55. For those of you who struggle with math, that means that college tuition has doubled since 2007. Let's go down and look at the public 4-year, which is going to be most people. In 2007, roundabout, it was 12,000. This is 2005 here. So you can assume it was 12,000, 13,000 something then. And according to this website, the cost now is $26,027. Isn't it interesting that they all seem to be going up by the same amount? Isn't that fun? Like, it's so interesting how they all just keeping pace with each other. Okay, so literally right here, it's showing you that wages, I'm going to keep saying that word because I'm about to flip some on you. Wages have grown by 50%. I don't even believe this. Okay, I'm just keeping it real. But yet the cost of college is up 100% in that same time. What does that mean? That means that you're going to college is costing you more. And the value for that college that you're getting is literally 50% less than your costs. All right, since everybody's spending all this money on college, everybody spending these 100,000 and 200,000 for college. What about the value of college? What about, is it really making a difference? Okay. So this website asks 1,000 people, are they even working in their field? The field that they paid 100,000 something for, the field that they paid 200,000 for, the field that they in debt for, are they even working in their field? Answer: 46% of this survey, students work in their field of study. That means 54% don't. I have looked at this stat before, and the number that I always get is 66%. 66% of people do not work in the field that they paid 100,000 to be in, that they in debt for. Okay, and they break it down even more. In addition to dealing with financial insecurity, only 46% of college grads surveyed say they currently work in their field of study. 29% report working in a different field. Like I said, the number I have is much higher. While 16% of those under age 54 and not retired say they are currently unemployed. All right. So let me get this straight. You're trying to tell me that there's people out there that paid a lot of money to go to college and they're unemployed? No, that's not possible. No way. You mean to tell me you went to Esteem University? The Esteem one, the one where they got the famous songs and the famous football team. And you were so great. You had so many friends and you don't have a job? 16%. Why? People just don't know numbers, man. I love numbers. Numbers tell the story. Numbers tell the truth. Okay? Y'all know what the unemployment rate is? In the United States, the unemployment rate right now is less than 4%. It's less than 4%. Do you know what that means? Some of y'all know what that means. That means if we just base things off this study, which we shouldn't, but is probably relative to the reality. That means that college graduates have a higher unemployment rate than the national average. I ain't never heard nobody say that. The unemployment rate for the United States is less than 4%. But the unemployment rate of college graduates is 16, according to how? What they do? They told us that if we go to college, we would get a job. I could spend all day on this. I won't. But I'm just pointing this out. 99% of people would tell you that going to college is a good idea. Or for sure, they would not tell you that it's a scam. I can tell you from personal experience that it's a scam. I can tell you that from my family members' experience that it's a scam. Right? I guess that's probably why my kids have a different view. My kids, I had one of them that was like pretty much, yeah, I want to go to college. But the more they thought, I didn't say nothing. I did not sway them one way or another. Don't you do that to your kids. But the more they thought, he was like, I don't know. I got one of them still that's like, I don't know. And I got one of them that's like, nope. Nope. We're not even factoring AI and other stuff. Like, the reason why one of them said no is because they realize that the thing that they're interested in right now, they know for a fact that AI going to be doing that before they graduate. They're doing it now. But when they graduate in 4 years, AI going to be really doing it. You know what I'm saying? AI about to take these writers' jobs too. That's why the writers, the Hollywood writers are striking. Right? Rightfully so. I think they should get all the money they do. But the reality is, first of all, most movies suck, and the plots you can see them coming a mile away. If you do a movie with the same plot, AI can write that movie. AI can write that. Oh yeah, he gonna stab you in the back. Oh, watch out for him. And AI can write that. That's the reality. AI coming for air. We ain't even factoring that. So college is more of a scam than Primerica in general for the average person. Now, watch this. Watch this. Oh boy. CEO pay has skyrocketed 1,322% since 1978. CEOs were paid, brace yourselves, 351 times as much as a typical worker in 2020. Are you serious? Exorbitant CEO pay is a major contributing to rising inequality that we could safely do away with. CEOs are getting more because of their power to set pay. Yeah. And because so much of their pay is stock related. See, this is why I don't trust stocks. This is why I stopped investing in stocks. Right? Because I came to understand that stocks did not represent what was actually going on in the business anymore. All it did was put the CEOs and the board members' goals in line with keeping the stock price high. They no longer cared about the product. See, the reason why your iPhone keep losing parts is because they got to make the stock go up. In order to make the stock go up, they got to give you less and charge more. That's why your iPhones keep losing the headphone charging ports, the charger ports, the legs, the arms, the feet, right? About the last thing they gonna give up is the screen. I'm sure iPhone 20 something, it's just gonna be a box. You ain't gonna even have no screen. Right? You're gonna have to get the screen from somewhere else, or it's gonna be a hologram, or something like that. It's just gonna be a box. You're just gonna be playing with a little plastic box. And it's gonna be like $4,000 for the plastic box, and you still gonna have idiots on social media pimping that box. They gonna be putting rhinestones on their boxes. Oh, look at my box. Okay. Now, full disclosure, I bought an iPhone. I bought it for the camera. Okay. When doing all them camera videos, I found out that the iPhone 14, if you out there, has got the best looking camera for the money, and I don't have to buy an extra mic. It sounds pretty. That's why. So I see mine as a camera, and so I'm gonna hang on to it, right? But this is who you're paying your money to, guys. This is who the tuition is going to. This is who the profit is going to. We've had a lot of profitable companies in the last 20 years. Apple, Amazon, Netflix, right? It's not really benefiting the average person, though. It's only benefiting the investors and primarily the board members and especially the CEOs. So literally all of the growth has gone to benefit a few people. And you got the audacity to sit up here and call Primerica a scam. At least listen, if it ain't robbing nobody, and there's stories of people being broke that are no longer broke, and the company being around for almost 50 years, and man, I celebrate that all day. If one of my kids say, "Hey, Dad, I don't want to go to college. I want to try to do this Primerica thing," I would encourage that more than going to college. I probably still wouldn't encourage it, but I'm just saying, if given the choice, you're going to come over here, even if they force you to buy a policy, which they shouldn't. I want to be clear. But if they do, if the policy is $100 a month, right, which gives you the right to do whatever, it gives you the right to the meetings, you're basically getting free education. Or if you want to say that education going to cost you $100 a month or whatever it is. And you're getting to hear from top business people. You're getting to hear from top salespeople, right? That you can carry with you everywhere for every business. You see what I'm saying? And you can leave that business not in debt and carry that information and do something else. That's much better than this system that we have right here. This is insane. You had hundreds of CEOs make $20 million last year. I remember when the first CEO made $20 million, everybody went crazy. Now almost all of them make $20 million. Meanwhile, they're trying to pay the workers less. Here's the thing. Here's why I kept mentioning wages. You know what this doesn't factor? Hours. Your wages can go up, but your hours can go down. See, that's why wages don't matter, right? If you was right here working 40 hours a week, but yeah, now you making more per hour, but you only working 30 hours a week, guess what, boo-boo? That's less money. But it looks good on paper. It looks good for the chart. It looks good to say, hey, oh yeah, we're getting better. But in reality is, they got multiple people working that job now, and they don't want to give y'all full pay because of the Affordable Care Act. It requires them to give you insurance. So these greedy people are making 351 times as much as you make on average. If you're a minority, is more than 351 times. And they don't even want to give you insurance. They don't want to. If you get sick, they'll cut you. If you get sick, they'll replace you. If you die, they don't even want to pay your family the insurance that you was paying for. See, Primerica is only a scam if they haven't been paying out people's policies. Tell me about that, then I'll do another video on why they're a scam. Tell me that people, died and didn't get paid. That's a scam. And many insurance companies do that. Many of them do that. The whole insurance, now I'm contradicting myself. Insurance in general is a scam because they charge you all these fees and premiums, and at the end of the day, they don't want to give you what you paid for. If enough people die, Primerica or anybody will not be able to pay out their life insurance. Like if we have catastrophic event where millions of people die, they don't have the money to pay you the insurance. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's just a simple numbers thing. So that's insurance in general. It is designed for just a few people to die, not for everybody to die. That's just called numbers. But yet that business is allowed to continue on. All of this stuff is the reason why. Like I'm showing y'all something. Okay, ultimately, why it didn't work out for me in prepaid legal is because I'm unique. Okay, I am a salesperson. I can sell. I know how to talk to people. I don't try to push nobody on anything. I never have. I've always had a laid back approach. You know what I'm saying? I got that from my grandmother. Like, we don't try to push people. We just know our information. Right? And my grandmother didn't even finish. She didn't even go to high school. And as an assistant pastor, she could go toe to toe with any Bible scholar anywhere in the world because she studied. That's the type of person I am. But I'm unique. Like she was. We're unique. People are drawn to us. but we're hard to duplicate. So what was happening is I would recruit people, right? And I'm expecting them to do what I'm doing the way that I'm doing it, and they're not able to do it. So I could not create a downline of a bunch of BSGs. I couldn't do it. Right? Because everybody doesn't have what I have. Right? So that's the issue with most multi-level marketing. The people that you recruit, most of them aren't going to have your spunk, or they might have the idea to want to do something, but they just don't have it. I remember, one time we really needed some money. This is back when my wife and I was really broke, and she didn't have a job, and I was doing my multi-level marketing stuff. And I'm like, babe, look, you could go and do sales for this company. Okay. And, because she, with her highfalutin degree, she couldn't get a job. So the only jobs that were available were sales jobs. Okay. And so, she went and tried to do a sales job. And I don't even know how this is possible. But she literally got fired. I think it was the first day or second day. She got fired. You know why? Because my wife is a horrible salesperson. She's horrible. She's an introvert. That's how she was born. She don't like to talk to people. You can't fault nobody for that. You know what I'm saying? People have their quirks about them. The other thing that I can tell you with multi-level marketing is everybody that makes it a certain level has to look a certain way, not only from a colorism standpoint. Most of the people that make the top money, they're white. Okay, under that they're Asian, and then under that they're Latino. You don't see a lot of dark skin. Not just, hear what I'm saying, not just black. I'm talking about dark skin Indians or black people. You don't see them be the top people in a lot of companies. You really don't. And that just has to do with the racism and colorism of our world. Has nothing to do with anything. It's not because they're not qualified or anything. That's just how it is. Right? So all of these things, not being able to duplicate myself, not being able to find too many salespeople like me, so on and so forth. That's what drew me to Bitcoin. Because literally for the first time, anybody, anywhere could invest. And all they had to do was nothing. No meetings, no recruiting, none of that. Now, obviously, me with my background, I was going to do that because I care about people. When you find something, it's like, yo, well, look, y'all, this is different. You know that thing that I used to do, and I was telling you to come to the meeting, and you don't have to do that anymore. There's a limited amount of these cryptocurrencies, and they provide value, and they actually solve a real problem. Right? So when I got back here in 2013, so you can't even see this, all I had to do was nothing. And look what happened. I tried it one way for 30 something years. I tried it the traditional way. I tried getting a job. All of that for 30 something years. And literally tried crypto for 5-6 years, and it made me wealthier in 5-6 years than the whole other 30 years. And I didn't have to do meetings and all that. Now, again, because of the person I am, I did share with people, and that's why you're hearing from me now. That's why I started the YouTube channel. That's why I talk to people in real life and so on. It's just my personality. But again, if you're not like me, you don't have to be. That's the beauty about it. You're not forced to do it. You just like, hey man, you know what? I just like the crypto, man. I don't really like getting in people's face, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, I'm gonna get the Bitcoin with it, man. But that's, right? And it's like I don't benefit from you joining. You know what I'm saying? I don't get a direct benefit. I'm just sharing with you. That's why crypto is able to grow. That's why it's better than multi-level marketing, because it doesn't require any of that. You just have to make sure you find the right ones. And that's why I started this channel. That's why I started my courses, all of that. Of course, people being people, they steal my content, share my stuff. And that's why I've shut, a lot of it down. Because, at the end of the day, people gonna people. Even people that you help become millionaires and all that, they stab you in the back and all that. That's a whole nother video, a whole nother conversation. Right? But my heart was in the right place, and it still is. This is the opportunity that everybody can get in. See, the truth is, right? Like, you're gonna have to work harder on something like this. It don't mean it's bad, but you're gonna have to work harder on something like this than crypto, because there's a lot of people in front of you. Doesn't mean that you can't do it, but you got to be special to raise the ranks. You got to be special. Somebody like me, if I was to get involved in Primerica, I'm not. Just keeping it real. I'm going to rise to the top very quickly. That's just because, why? Because I have previous MLM experience, so on and so forth. I know how to talk to people. I understand finances. I understand insurance to a certain point that, I'm going to do better than somebody, a kid that's just getting in for the first time. Those are the type of things that, need to be shared in the meetings and so on and so forth. Your net worth is your network. So a lot of these highfalutin high flyers, they're coming from other MLM companies. Like, I remember being in prepaid, and we were having this big regional meeting, and the reason why we were there is like, oh, this guy has come in and he's become a this or that in like 30 days. And I'm thinking, how the hell somebody sign up that many people, thousands of people in 30 days? How? They brought their downline with them from another company. See, I didn't know anything about all of that at that time. See what I'm saying? That's like secrets of the MLM. So if you're in the MLM and you see somebody coming in kicking butt, it ain't, a lot of times it ain't natural. They're bringing an organization with them, right? Crypto ain't like that. It's not like that. Your grandma can get in. She ain't got to go to no meetings. And here's the thing: it makes more money. There are very few cryptocurrencies where you could invest it, $100, and it grew to a bunch of money, or $1,000 and it grew to, very few. Right? $1,000 in Bitcoin back here, you could have bought 5 or 6 Bitcoin. Look what you have right now. You have 150, 180,000 right now. With just that, you could have been watching soap operas the whole time. Grandma could be watching Wheel of Fortune and all that the whole time. You could literally sat in front of the TV for 5-6 years straight, and you would have been all right. These type of opportunities don't exist as much. So that's why you gotta really be, looking at, okay, which one should I get in, so on and so forth. But that's why I will spend the time. I'll spend a couple hours a day searching, looking, everything, trying to find that next unicorn. And even if I'm wrong 90% of the time, if I'm wrong 9 times out of 10, guess what? It only takes one. I've shared a cryptocurrency within the last few weeks. Some of you watch me, I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but if you were able to find it, if you got in when I said get in, and so on and so forth, if you knew me, right, and I told you about it, it's $1,000 is now 60,000, or 2,000 is now 60,000, or 5,000 is now 30,000, or just a couple months, just a month ago, and it's not done. That's what's possible with crypto, and nobody had to talk to anybody. Okay, so literally, I just took you through like the evolution of earning and understand. So to answer the question, is Primerica a scam? Based on what I know right now, no. Like I said, unless somebody tell me, hey, they ain't trying to pay people when you die, that's different. That would be a scam. But based on everything I see right now, no, it's not a scam. College is more of a scam. Way more of a scam than most multi-level marketing, and for damn sure crypto. But for some reason, people just want to hate on things that they don't know about. And what you got to understand is it's programming. You've been told to act a certain way and to pursue certain things from the time you were 6 or 7 years old. You don't know that all of this is programming from the elites of this world. Right? It was John D. Rockefeller and others that say, hey, if we could just convince people to work for us and not have unions, we make all the money. So that's when they allowed the capitalists of the industrial age to design the education systems around the world to convince you to work with them. That's why you think working a job is so great, even though all the evidence is telling you that it's not. I'm getting too deep now. I'm just telling, like, this was designed. It's a matrix, y'all. It's a legit matrix. You don't know that you're in the matrix until you step out. When you step out, it's like, oh, wow, damn, like, this is really messed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's the matrix? The matrix is go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job. And all you got to do is work that good job and you're going to be retired. That's the biggest lie in the world. You know why? Because they don't tell you when you decide to go to college in the 7th grade. Mama, I want to go to college. I want to be for my family go to college, mama. I want to go to college. That's what you're saying in the 7th grade, right? By the time you get to the college age, the price of college has gone up. And then by the time you graduate, the cost of everything you want, specifically a house, rent, everything like that, has also gone up. We didn't even cover rent. I know for a fact rent is up more than 100% since 2007. When wages is only up 50, we haven't even covered that. Food is up. Other stuff is up. That's the matrix. So it's you're working harder, but it's keeping you poorer. So in order for you to get out of the matrix, you have to step into stuff that everybody think is stupid. I'm not advocating for this. I'm just telling. This is, I don't care if it's 1,000 people that became millionaires. Those 1,000 people were able to step out the matrix. Bitcoin has made tens or hundreds of thousands of millionaires, maybe even 1 million millionaires. And it'll make more. Crypto has made millions of millionaires. You see what I'm saying? So you want to get an opportunity this is outside of the matrix. Back here, all of the big people were telling you this is a scam back here. The JP Morgans and all that was telling you it was a scam. Guess what they was doing? Buying. Peter Thiel, PayPal. Guess what they was doing? Buying. And then right now here, they're like, oh yeah, Bitcoin is great. Oh, we want a Bitcoin ETF. Oh yeah, we think it's great. Oh, we think it's awesome. You got BlackRock just now coming in. They knew about it back here. They called it a scam back here. But now, oh yeah, I think we want a Bitcoin ETF. You see how that works? Okay, this is why I do what I do, man. This gets you out the matrix. Or just in general, You probably do better working your own business idea or ideas, because the first one or two or three might fail. But if you worked on business ideas for 30 years, I bet you do better than working a job for 30 years. I bet you do better. My son just started a YouTube channel like what, 2 weeks ago. Nobody knows about it, right? But it's gotten more traction in 2 weeks than I ever would have thought. If he continues with it, I bet you he'll do better than if he had went to college for 4 years. He'll probably be able to turn that YouTube channel into some type of income generating thing in 3 or 4 years. Whereas in college, he would just be coming out looking for a job. Y'all see what I'm saying? Some of y'all gonna get it. Some of y'all won't.